It's morning, and the sun is out. Nice. It's about time, too. And, I just want to go over something real quick before I start and I get into our Raw recap for the evening. First off, I say evening because it probably won't be posted till later tonight. However, I'm going to try to get this done before I go to work today. Now, think about it from this perspective. Okay. It is clear to a lot of people, look at this awesomeness. I'm going to, shoot here. It is clear to pretty much anyone that has ever been waited on or waited on someone before, anybody that has any, like for their job or no respect for the job. Either way, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put the product over or at least describe the product, obviously. Now, there's movies that I read right now I absolutely despise. Identity Thief, not theft, it's thief. The movie's god-awful, but at least say the title right, okay? Thief. Identity Thief. Say it with me, YouTube. Thief. Or wherever this is posted at the time. Who knows? So keep tuned. Now, I also hate The Last Exorcism, too. And there's a lot of movies I don't really like. Obviously, 21 and over is absolute garbage. And Jack the Giant Slayer is absolute garbage. And oh my god, The Call is garbage. Unless you didn't see the trailer, then you might like it because it'll be more suspenseful that way. If you saw the trailer, then obviously, like I've said 3 times already, you've seen the movie. Even the finish is in the movie. The actual final scene where the guy gets his comeuppance is in the movie. Trailer. So, okay. Now answer me this question. Leave comments if you'd like. Or tweet me, whatever you want. Hopefully leave comments, because I need more. And not degrading comments, because I know there's one person that posted a degrading comment on Will's video. And I deleted it, like I said I would. So I don't take kindly to crappy comments. So we're going to keep the comments that are left up there by my boy Josh Phelps. And by Ashley, people that have left comments that actually have meaning and worth. Not just goofs that want to shoot on me or my videos. It's not necessarily a shot on me, it was a shot on Will, and I don't take kindly to that. So it got deleted, so that's what happened. But anyway, this is a roundabout way to get to the fact of something that happened yesterday. So I was killing time during break, because I wasn't even scheduled yesterday at all. So I wake up in the morning, and I get a roll out of bed. I limp over to my TV room where my iPhone is, and lo and behold, I have a text message from Jill. And Jill wants me to work till 5 because Lindsay's sick. And once again, I say, okay, I'll work till 5, that's fine. So that's good, I'll work till 5, and then I'll probably walk home and watch Raw with a pizza, most likely, because that's usually how it works on Monday night. We make a pizza and we watch Raw. However, about 45 minutes later, I am showered and ready to roll for the day and getting ready to have my lunch when I get a text message from Tara that says, can you work for me tomorrow? Immediately I ask who I work with, I find out, and I'm thinking, okay, fine, I need the money. So I took it. And not working at all yesterday, I got 10 and a half hours. So that was awesome. And after I worked today, which Alan could be picking me up in about 2 hours for work today, probably 2.5 hours actually. So, needless to say, I got hours on that today, my final day of the week. So I ended up starting with 11 hours, but I didn't complain about, well, okay, I did, but obviously I didn't complain to management about it. I just asked, can I have some more hours? And I said, you know what? Whatever you wanted me to do, I'll get more hours, one way or another. If I have to take them from people, if people are going to give them to me, either way, I'm going to try to find my way to get some more hours. And that's what happened. I am 3 hours away right now from having the most hours you can have in a calendar week, because there's a new rule, you have to have 29 and a half hours. So needless to say, I got 26 and a half, so yay, that's awesome. And this paycheck is mine, so I get to keep it, and it's going to be amazing. But you know what I'm going to do with this paycheck? I'm going to pay off my credit card. Yeah. So, Well, at least I'll put $100 on it. And then the rest of it will go in the bank and take care of the beat-up strips. Now, I'm so broke right now, I'm actually going to I put $20 in the bank so I wouldn't have to not have money for the next 6 times I go to B-dubs, because I will go to B-dubs 6 times before I get paid again. I get paid next Friday, so... And it's Tuesday now, so I've got beat-ups tonight, I got beat-ups tomorrow night, and I got beat-ups Thursday night, tentatively, so... That's up to AJ and his awesome sleeping schedule. Mom is stranded in Cleveland right now, apparently. There was supposedly an ice storm that I was told about by the awesome guy that services our Lavazza coffee machines that I talked about during the walk around Islands of Adventure last September. And actually it wasn't September, it was December, but either way, we walked around Islands and I talked about the Lavazza coffee machine when we saw the Lavazza in the port of entry, so... There's always that. So hopefully she'll be home Thursday night, late Thursday night. Don't know what that institutes. Maybe by the time I get done with Impact Thursday night. Or maybe I'm still watching Impact when she shows up. Excuse me, who knows. But I know that she'll be in for the weekend, supposedly, and as of right now, I think that she's going to be leaving on Monday again to go back to Cleveland. And then the 1st of April, her birthday, mind you, she is going to be flying out to South Carolina. So... I think flying out. I don't think she would drive to South Carolina. I don't know, maybe, possibly. It's my mom, it could be either way. But anyway, like I said, to get to make a long story even longer, as usual, like I like to do, because I like to talk. Hence why I have this YouTube channel, because I like to talk, and, you know, I like to talk to people, and sometimes I can't talk to people because there's no one around. No one. AJ's probably asleep, or lounging in his house doing... movies or nothing, I don't really know, watching YouTube, vegging out, I don't know. My mom's, like I said, stranded in Cleveland right now. Will's probably working out right now at the school, at the college, possibly. I know Alan, maybe at the doctor, I'm not exactly sure. So basically what I'm saying is all my friends are away and unable to be reached at this point. So it's early in the morning and I'm going to talk to you guys. So, I'm going to tell you guys about what happened yesterday. So, like I said, I talked about that, and I talked about that, and I talked about that, and what I was talking about was trying to get to this. Basically, I went on break, and I got my shop kick on, and that was awesome. Shop kick is amazing, by the way. So, if you guys shop a lot, or if you guys want to try to win free things like gift cards and really cool things, like, I'm trying to win as like a Sony Minicam now, because I was trying to win a GoPro, but they took that off, so now that's what I'm trying to win, is a Sony Minicam. And it's like 45,000 hits, and I'm only at like 8,000, actually not even 8,000 yet, so I'm very close to it, I'm not there. Kind of like I'm almost to 3,000 hits, and I'm not quite there yet. So guys, I think it's 32 left, so take me over the top if you'd like. And like I said, leave a comment. Subscribe. I've got 13 subscribers. You guys are all awesome. Anybody that's watched my videos, thank you very much. And the ones that won't admit it, thank you guys too. But when it comes down to it, I need some subscribers, honestly. And I need some people to spread the word about this awesome channel and all its glories here. So, like I was trying to say, I get on break and I go do my shop kick. So I get a Verizon and I'm having this problem here. And now... I was told when I got the i5 that I was supposed to back up my data from my iPhone 4, iPod 4, the one that I'm shooting on right now. This iPod that I'm shooting on right now, and I was going to use that and copy it over to the iPhone 5, and that's exactly what I did. Now, apparently this is a problem because what it does, I guess, is it causes a battery, fight. Well, whether the 4G battery, the 4th generation battery, and the i5 battery are kind of like fighting to determine how the battery life is supposed to be. It's supposed to be good, it's supposed to be kind of okay, but it pretty much drains the battery that way, and I don't get as much juice out of it as I would like. So, into the Verizon place, and basically they were trying to sell me Mophie juice packs, so I was like, no, that's not happening. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to buy, like I said, the portable charger that I'm going to buy before I go home this year, obviously. So that's not very long. Like I said, we're almost at the end of March now. So very soon, very, very soon, it'll be in April, and then April to May, May to June, June to July, July to August, August to September. Wait about 18 days, and bam, I'm home again. So awesome. Not too much longer, because the movies are going to start getting good from here. But basically, I asked about that, and I was like, what about the batteries? Like, I don't really know. I was like, okay, Disney logic. Obviously, if you don't know, you find out the answer. He didn't want to find out anything. He's like, I don't know, I don't like Apple. Okay, I don't like Identity Thief, and I don't like Last Exorcism. Those movies are absolute garbage, but if you ask me about the movie, I may roll my eyes, but I will tell you what they are about. So, I don't care if you don't like Apple. I don't care if you like Samsung, Galaxy, or whatever you like. I don't care what you like. Tell me what I asked for, or find someone who will. I don't like people that, it just frustrates me, because I asked a simple freaking question, and I couldn't even get a simple answer, because this guy's like, I don't like Apple. Okay, that's nice. I don't really care. I understand that. That's nice. That's great. You don't like Apple, sure. Give me the answer I'm looking for. So, I'm still confused what to do, and I'm just going to keep charging it, and I guess I'll let the ion battery just do what it does. So there's nothing I can really do there. So we talked 11 minutes now, and you know what it is. It's Monday morning, so Tuesday morning. So you know what Tuesday morning means? The Monday Night Raw recap! Yay, that's right. So last night, we were live in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, home of Bruno Sammartino, of course 2013 Hall of Fame class. And Larry the Living Legend Zbyszko, who I actually worked a show with in Fayetteville, West Virginia, many, many moons ago. And also the home of the franchise, Shane Douglas, the originator of Extreme Championship Wrestling. Obviously, he threw the NWA World Heavyweight Championship down during the Dennis Corluzzo show in 1993. In a famous turn, he basically spit on the legacy of the belt, and he proclaimed the Eastern Championship Wrestling Heavyweight title the Extreme Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. They're all from Pittsburgh, and obviously when I think Pittsburgh, I think That Thing You Do, because obviously That Thing You Do reminds me of the fact that big concert, and when they talk about it, I think Kevin Pollak actually was the actor in this case. He was like, the Vicksburgs from Pittsburgh, and of course that reminds me of that. And, of course, the super genius himself, Mark Madden, self-professed. But still, Mark Madden is from Pittsburgh as well. And, of course, Pittsburgh is the home of Jock Sampson's and Someone Special's favorite football franchise. Yeah, the Steelers. I don't care about football. I don't care about anything. But, of course, I do mention the fact that Pittsburgh also reminds me of The Dark Knight Rises and the scene with Bane doing something that I'd really like to do, destroying football. And obviously, that's a great Hard Rock Cafe that I've been to several times, including one on Super Bowl Sunday a couple years ago. Yeah, that was nice. But, we are live in Pittsburgh for Monday Night Raw. And, of course, this is from the Console Energy Center. Obviously, when you think Pittsburgh, one thing as well comes to mind, and that is current TNA superstar, the Olympic gold medalist himself, Kurt Angle, as well. So all these people have to do with Pittsburgh in one way or another, and I wax poetic enough about Pittsburgh, and I think Pittsburgh is fine. I don't mind it. It's certainly better than Huntington, because Huntington is a dirt hole, and I hate Morgantown. Basically, I hate college towns because they all suck, because there's really nothing there except for, like, drinking establishments and boredom. So, they also shut down, like I said on the video previously. They shut down, apparently, for break, and there's nothing open. So, I can't get my Wendy's on when I'm trying to kill time between two movies. But anyway, I digress. Obviously, some college towns don't suck, like Columbus. And, when it comes down to it, let's talk about Raw now. I've, let you wait long enough. Excuse me. So, basically, we had our normal video recap, which recapped exactly what CM Punk did. The audacity he had to steal the urn from The Undertaker and do his signature pose while Taker was in the ring. And also the fact that Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman have accepted Triple H's challenge, and tonight we would find out during the contract signing exactly what the stipulations would be. So, Raw starts out with John Cena getting a lot more favorable at the start, getting a lot more favorable reaction. Of course, however, when the music died down, so did his pop. And he got a lot of boos, not more so than usual. Obviously, Pittsburgh is kind of a split town in this case. More so than usual, but then again, this seems to be more haters than fans. But then again, children are not as loud as adults are, and vice versa. It just kind of depends, really. So Cena comes out, and he's sporting his brand new yellow shirt. Like I said, I like Cena. I really do. I never thought I'd say that. Cena's growing on me, and growing on me to the point that there's going to come a time in the near future that I'm going to have to get Cena merch. And until he gets rid of the robot garbage, I am not going to buy anything with any salutes or any of that crap. 10 years strong is the closest we're getting right now. So I think the next step to this point is a heel John Cena shirt. And I don't mean Cena sucks shirt. I mean a heel John Cena shirt. Like I said, heel as in he's behind the shield. But anyway, like I said, I've said that 1,000 times. And once, if it ever happens, I can say I told you so. Because I've been saying it since day one. Anyway, so John Cena comes out and he senses the presence of Rock fans in the crowd, like I just mentioned. But there's an even split and tells the fans, you got about 20 days left to pick your side. His message for The Rock, just the same as before, your time is over, our time is now. Since 2013's Royal Rumble, Cena's been on a wave of momentum, but he's remained focused and won't make the same mistakes he did last year. Strangely, to interrupt him, we get the primetime players. Well, kinda. Well, wink wink, kinda. So, Titus O'Neil comes out. Well, supposedly. Titus O'Neil comes out wearing he looks like a janitor, and he's got like a dirty wig on, and he is basically revealed not to be Titus O'Neil. No. Darren Young's fine. He's by himself. He's looking like the Black John Cena, like always. And that's no offense. It's just what he looks like. He's the tan John Cena, the more tan John Cena. He's not Titus O'Neil tonight. He is Titus O'Neil's uncle, Rufus Pancake Patterson. The reason he's called Pancake, because he flattens people. Okay, who wrote this? So Cena's rather confused why they are out here. He appreciates the effort, but your timing's off, and I will hopefully see you at WrestleMania. Which, of course, primetime players, unless we do a battle royal on the pre-show, or we do some sort of fatal four-way, or anything really to deal with the tag team division, we're not going to get them at Mania. So that's a shame, because I like the primetime players. I like the primetime players a lot. So, Rufus objects, saying that's why they're out there. No one wants to see John Cena at WrestleMania. So, of course, the crowd pops for this. Exactly, just like I said. So, basically, their crowd kind of sours on the whole segment when Rufus says he is, and the primetime players, obviously, his nephew, Titus O'Neil, and Darren Young are the reason why people want to see WrestleMania. So that's the people they want to see, the primetime players. Crowd turns on this. Okay. Basically, Darren looks like just like John Cena. Yay, pot kettle! It's about time someone finally mentioned that. Because John Cena is on the cover of Fruity Pebbles, why can't Darren Young be on the cover of Cocoa Pebbles? Which, by the way, are far superior to the Fruity Pebbles. I love Cocoa Pebbles. Those things are incredible. I get my mom to get some of those. So, Mom, if you're watching this, Cocoa Pebbles for the win. But anyway, basically, on top of that, they called them the Primetime Pebbles, which is glorious. So Cena thinks Darren should Cena is thought to be taken on Darren Young. So, match Cena versus Cena, we get that. So Darren says Cena will be crying and weeping like the loser he is after tonight. Now they taunt Cena for a bit, and Cena gets serious. Gotta love it when John Cena gets serious, because actually that means that stuff is about to go down. It's gonna be awesome. So Cena challenges Young to a fight. He's going to show him personally what it's like to be in the main event of WrestleMania, and to be ready for the main event for WrestleMania. We get a referee in the ring. And basically the match starts. Cena jumps Darren Young, starts beating the daylights out of him. He locks in the STF. He goes to lock in the STF, and Pancake pulls him out to safety, and we go to commercial. We come back from our break. Cena goes, of course, 5 moves of doom, 5-knuckle shuffle, and the attitude adjustment, and points at the sign. Yay, 4 minutes. Didn't seem like it. Not a reason to really do this. Don't know why. Cena got some FaceTime. Don't really understand why, because The Rock wasn't on television tonight, and there really didn't need to be any emphasis on this main event, because we've heard it and seen it before. Seen it before, yeah, I get it. I wasn't trying to make a pun, I was just saying, we've seen it before, honestly, we have. And we saw it last week, and like I said, later on in the show, we see it again! So that's a way to put over the match that doesn't need to be put over when you need to focus on matches like Punk Undertaker and Triple H Brock Lesnar, which of course we're going to do later tonight. And also, fill out the undercard, which still is not known yet. Obviously, the internet knows what the undercard is supposed to be because they've been breaking news on a daily basis about WrestleMania potential matches and what we're supposed to get at Mania. And tonight actually took us very close to what we're going to see at WrestleMania. And a lot of the rumors were true. Actually, most of the rumors were true. Pretty much all of the rumors were true, to be totally honest, in the direction they're going for Mania. But I'll get to that in a minute. Speaking of WrestleMania, we basically get to see what happened on what happened on SmackDown Friday night that I talked about on Saturday. And it was the first collision between Ryback and Mark Henry. And of course, they get ready to lock up, and all of a sudden, the Shield's music hits, and Henry powders. And then we see Mark Henry giving numerous World's Strongest Slams to Ryback, laying him out, saying Ryback's not going to run through him like he's run through everyone else. And then, of course, Scott Keith time. We see Ryback, and he's walking! Yeah! Yay. In my case. That Ryback and he's walking, yeah, of course, that's a Scott Keith reference. RSPW for the win. We come back from commercial break, and the movie star's in the ring. That's right, David Otunga, star of the #1 thriller, the most obvious thriller in America, The Call, is in the ring and he poses. You know what? I like David Otunga. I do. I think he's good on the mic. I think he's decent in the ring. He's getting better. He's not a danger to people like he used to be. Now, I know a lot of people back in the Nexus days, and even before so, they were actually saying David Otunga was kind of awkward in the ring. You know, he's actually getting better, and that, the spine buster he used to do, he used to look like he kills people, because I think he did for reals. But then when it came to it, I think that David Otunga is awesome. And we get another Nexus on Nexus violence match between the former Skip Sheffield, what to do, against the real Mr. Spectacular, David Otunga. So, basically, Ryback picks up Otunga and drives him hard into the turnbuckles. He charges, and Otunga gets the boots up. He gets some kicks in, and you know what? He finally utilized the fact that Otunga wears kick pads, and kicks looked really good, actually. He hit a front kick, and he hit a side kick, and he had Ryback rocking, and then, next thing you know, Ryback just drops him like yesterday's garbage. He picks him up for that powerbomb, position. He sits him up, and basically he ends up spine-bustering him. That's what it looks like he's going to do. And then he flips him up on his shoulders and lands in an over-the-head power slam, which looks really good, actually. Hits the meat hook clothesline, and all the robots in the crowd chant, "Feed me more," because they have nothing better to do. And shell shock, and it's over. Yay. 1 minute and 36 seconds. Wow, what a match. So, thankfully, after the match is over, we're going to get, hopefully, the elimination of Ryback from the 6-man, which doesn't need to be in, and the announcement of Ryback and Mark Henry. This is what we want, folks. This is what we want to see. He doesn't need to be in the 6-man because he needs to be facing Mark Henry, and that's what's going to happen. So, stupidly, they give him the microphone, which, my God, he can't talk at all. He simply says his plans to tear apart the Shield alongside Randy Orton and Sheamus at WrestleMania, but he promises Mark Henry, specifically, their paths will cross on his road to WrestleMania, and it will be feeding time. Yeah, like the Alice Cooper haunted house last year at HHN. Anyway, so Ryback gets the robots to chant "Feed me more" as usual. Here comes Mark Henry, and Mark Henry is standing on the ramp. And here comes Teddy Long and Vicky Guerrero on opposite sides of him saying, no, back up, don't take another step. At least for right now. Vicky tells Ryback, you're out of WrestleMania. You're out of the sixth man. I want you out of this match. Ryback's like, why? I don't understand. Roar, growl, no reason. And Vicky's like, no, I got a better idea. How about at WrestleMania, you face Mark Henry one-on-one? And so Ryback looks pleased, as much as Ryback could look pleased. And of course, to celebrate, he kills David Otunga with another shell shock. Yay. So up next, we're going to finally get the debut of Fandango. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. So Fandango and his lovely concubine come to the ring. They go through the ramp with this large, streamer curtain, which looks amazing, by the way. They tango their way to ringside, they get up in the ring, and they pose, and the iconic Fandango pose is actually above the ring, and this huge, cutout. And it looks awesome, really. It's like a lit-up cutout of Fandango's body. It looks amazing. So, here comes Khali with, like I said, the most underutilized woman on the roster, Natty Neidhart. Yeah. God, I wish Natty would just quit and go to TNA. She would be used there. She would. I know we say this all the time, but if they're going to rejuvenate the Divas division, you bring the Bellas back, and you're talking about bringing people back like Eve and Kelly and Maurice. I mean, why not? My God, do something with Natty. This is stupid. There's no reason. It's getting her TV time. I have no problem with that. And I like seeing Natty on my screen because it's a beautiful presence. But when it comes down to it, I want to see her wrestle. I really do. So get rid of this Punjabi princess. God, ugh, I can't even say it. This garbage. I'm tired of it. And so basically, Fandango comes in. Oh, and it's awesome, by the way, if you haven't noticed. Fandango is very breathy and very calculating, and he uses a lot of ginormous words, and you basically know that he's trying to be sensual and romantic. But Johnny Curtis, on the other hand, kind of creeps in every once in a while, because you can tell when he's doing his promo, he's like, no. So you can definitely tell the inflection in his voice when he's Fandango, but even as Fandango, he goes into his Johnny Curtis voice, which of course you heard on SmackDown for the 2 months he was there. Probably longer than that, but that's back when I didn't watch SmackDown. So he says, Khali, you're Stretch. He calls him Stretch again. You're far too stupid to pronounce my name correctly. So I'm going to get the lovely, sensual Canadian slice of heaven, Natalia. His words, not mine, but she is. That's very true. She's gorgeous. And wants to let her try to say his name. She goes, Fun. Dang. Go get him, Khali. Yay. Oh, awesome. So Khali makes Fandango powder. And he walks away with his lady dancer, and he says, tonight was the night where we almost got to see the debut of Fandango. My God, everyone in the entire building started chanting, you can't wrestle. And it was funny because when he's trying to get out his outro, basically he started to smile. It's kind of like he was getting ready to say it, and he waited, he paused. He didn't get watered, he got you can't wrestled. So, then he walks to the back. And of course, we see a nice chyron that says, we're going to see Wade Barrett defend the Intercontinental title against Y2J and The Miz later tonight. And this match is something I'm really looking forward to. Especially with what we hear is going to happen. Now we're going to throw another throwaway match, sadly, between R-Truth and Damien Sandow. So basically, he's wearing his suntan Superman gear, which looks awesome. Sandow comes out to make his entrance. He quotes Henry David Thoreau, rather than love, than money, than fame, give me truth. Thoreau would roll over in his grave if he saw R-Truth now, considering the R must stand for repugnant. So Truth, in his sing-songy manner, decides he wants to turn it over on Sandow and says, Thoreau was quite the poet. And he basically ends the nice small poem with, you gon' get got. Yeah, I feel weird just saying that. So basically, Sandow takes control early with a pin attempt, and Sandow locks on a headlock. Truth fights back, rolls him up for a 2 count. Sandow hits a clothesline and goes for a right hand, suplex, and another 2 count. Sandow hits a side rush and leg sweep, and hits the Cubierto Acquiette for the another pin attempt, but this time, of course, only gets a 2 count again. Truth does come back with clotheslines and right hands. He hits a satellite head scissors takeover and a kick straight to the jaw. He hits the lie detector, which, here's the thing. Old school fans would know the lie detector as the current Lil Jimmy, which is the grabbed flatliner that Truth does. Lie detector now apparently is the axe kick, so that's what we're doing. And Sandow rolls out of the ring, he walks up the ramp, and he gets counted out. Okay, less than 4 minutes. So Cody looks on, disappointed, as usual, at his partner's loss. And the bellows are, of course, on both sides of him, so he can't lose either way. And they fawn over his mustache, because obviously he's the mustachio part of Mustachio and the Beard tag team. Caitlyn comes up and tells her Cody has tells her that, she tells Cody that she has something going on later, so they can't hang out. The Bellas say, nobody cares. Caitlyn says they can have Cody's mustache and he can have theirs. Yay. So Taker's on Raw next. That's all you need to know. Of course, we hear the gong. And Undertaker comes out. Oh, this is awesome, by the way. Usually everyone, excuse me, in the company gets the little Raw chyron that says their name and their Twitter handle. The Undertaker simply gets a puff of purple smoke that simply says The Undertaker, and that's it. And then it quickly just dissipates into nothingness. It looks freaking awesome. So Taker comes out, and he has a microphone. So this is going to be fun. He says Punk, with what he did last week, has sealed his own fate. He made this personal. He's going to hurt Punk, and he's going to hurt him bad. But he gives him one last chance for redemption, one last chance to spare his soul, and that is to give the urn back. Oh my god, this next thing. Gold, Jerry, gold! You want, like, nuclear heat on CM Punk? He started right there. Punk, real quick, goes, oh yes! Oh yes! The voice is awesome, but I don't like the facial I make when I do it. But, rest in peace, William. But when it comes down to it, obviously, I've wanted to do that voice on this video for a while, and I just haven't, because I haven't been up to it because of, obviously, what's going on lately, but that was my Paul Bearer voice, and everyone knows how much I love my Paul Bearer voice! Oh, yes! Anyway, so here we go. Punk is doing the Paul Bearer voice. And he says, I mean no disrespect to you or Paul Bearer. Punk gets on the big screen and apologizes for not being able to hit the high notes. As Bearer once did, obviously, what I just did. So Punk acts like Bearer is speaking to him through the urn. Punk talks about Taker, and he juggles the urn. Basically, he looks like he's wearing, of course he's wearing his GTS like hoodie. It looks like he's wearing a tracksuit, basically, like a go-to-sleep tracksuit, which looks awesome, by the way. And he keeps juggling the urn. He keeps Harlem Globetrottering the urn, like tossing it back and forth, and he juggles it around. Punk says he is a higher power. He says he is the one man in the world that can shoulder the burden of snapping the streak. He's ready to walk through hell and receive whatever pain Undertaker can inflict on him. He's the one that will end the streak. He is the one in the 20-1. He drops the urn, and of course he drops an S-bomb too when he drops the urn, and he says it, and of course he gets bleeped. And basically everyone is silent by it, and he's like, okay, I almost let the lid fall off. Oh my god. Nuclear heat for the segment. Still to come, Brock and Triple H's contract signing. Of course we know it's going to end the show. We get a non-title match. We see the Colognes already in the ring with the beautiful Rosa Mendez, which she's even more attractive in person, obviously. I remember watching her at, we went to Raw in Columbus. Cheap Pop, because obviously we're going to be in Raw in Columbus next month, April 29th, and hopefully with any luck, for Will's sake, we'll get The Undertaker on Raw, and hopefully with any luck on all of our sakes, we'll get The Rock on Raw, because obviously he's going to be promoting Pain and Gain by that point, so hopefully he'll be on Raw. Fingers crossed. I've never seen The Rock live before. I've seen The Undertaker live, but it hasn't been since SummerSlam 95, and the entrance has changed quite a bit since then. But I will admit, like David Letterman's audience, it gets freaking cold in there when Taker comes in. It's just like, you literally can feel the power of The Undertaker. You really can, because it gets ice cold in there. So basically, Kane is pissed and he's going to take it out on anyone and everyone. And Epico and Primo, that be you guys in this case. So he goes right to work on Primo, and Bryan tags himself in to basically give Kane some time to calm down. He takes Primo down with the lariat and takes him into the corner for his kicks. So Primo counters the whip into a sunset flip, which looked awesome. Bryan roll through, hits the roundhouse kick, the buzzsaw kick, only gets a 2 count. So Primo tags Epico in, and Bryan nails with a deep arm drag. So Primo's sent over the ropes by Bryan, and Epico jumps him. So the clones double team, they tag in and out to wear Bryan down. They're basically working him in the corner. It looks awesome. So Epico hits a drop kick, only gets a 2 count, locks in the reverse chinlock. Bryan fights out this time, and Epico takes him down. Tags in Primo. He hangs up Bryan on the ropes. Primo hits a rear chinlock, and they lock it in, but Bryan ends up fighting out again. He gets caught this time by the foot. Bryan rolls Primo through, and tag into Kane. Kane runs into a boot, but catches Primo with the sidewalk slam. Kane knocks Epico off the apron, climbs the top for the big clothesline. He goes for the goozle, and you hear AJ's music hit, and she comes out, skipping sexily to the ring, as usual, as a distraction. Kane gets rolled up for only a 2 count, and Epico tags in, gets caught, goozle, and choke slam for the win. And hell no win in 608. Basically, Kane and Bryan stare at AJ rather confused after the match. AJ blows a kiss to them and walks to the back. Here's another thing we're talking about. Remember I talked about matches that are supposed to happen at WrestleMania that were heard about that we weren't sure how they were going to work out? This next segment's all about that. So we see Josh Matthews backstage with Chris Jericho. Jericho bagging about his history with the Intercontinental title, the fact he's been a 9-time champion, and he wants to make it a 10th. Fandango interrupts him and shows Jericho how his name is said. Jericho calls him Fandumbo, Fandunghole, Fandodge Durango. Basically, Fandingo ate my baby, yo. I mean, typical funny Jericho. Fandango says Jericho will learn how to pronounce his name properly. So yeah, like I said, the rumor that we're hearing on the internet that everybody was kind of like, why? Fandango against Chris Jericho looks like it's going to happen at WrestleMania. And you know what? Honestly, take away the gimmick, which I love, by the way. I love the gimmick amazingly. It's great. It gets good heat, too. Maybe for the right reasons, maybe for the wrong reasons, but I like the Fandango gimmick. I do. When it comes... Oh, by the way, the great thing is Jericho had to mention the fact that I need some movie tickets, which, of course, that was awesome. And he's like, yeah, I want to take my mom to see Dead Man Down. I was like, I need 3 tickets. And I was like, this is awesome. Because thank you for Captain Obvious, Chris Jericho, for the win. So, we're supposed to get Jericho and Fandango. Now, think about it this way. Anybody that saw Johnny Curtis in FCW or NXT or his short stint on SmackDown should know Johnny Curtis can go. And Johnny Curtis and Chris Jericho is going to be a good wrestling match. So, I got no problem with this at all. Neither of them are doing anything at Mania. Well, I kind of gave away the punchline for the rest of the match. But Jericho and Fandango at WrestleMania? Yeah, I have no problem with this. Make it happen. So we get to another non-title match. Another awesome non-title match. Between Mustachio himself, Cody Rhodes, against the current World Heavyweight Champion, Alberto Del Rio, of course, with Ricardo Rodriguez in his corner. Now, as usual, this is a long match, so we're going to go back to the commercial break. And when we come back from commercial, Del Rio hits a scoop slam on Cody and goes up to the top for his middle rope moonsault. He misses it, and his knee buckles out. So Cody goes to work on the bad knee and hits a gourd buster suplex for the near fall. He wrenches up on the bad knee. Alberto ends up fighting out this time. Cody halts him and props him on the turnbuckle for a superplex. Del Rio blocks it, hits a second rope gourd buster, which looked absolutely awesome. It dropped Rhodes right on the forehead. It looked incredible. So Del Rio fires up, hits some clothesline, and hit his tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. He basically hits that side thrust kick while the Shining Wizard position. Looks amazing. As always. He's seeing it up, getting ready for the cross arm breaker. Cody fights out this time. He counters the corner charge, and Cody hits the nice standing moonsault with a tremendous arch for the near fall. So Del Rio sends Cody over the ropes, but he manages to hang on. Del Rio catches him for his shots to the back, the kidney shots, like the forearms to the back, to the kidneys, and then hits the backstabber. and still gets the near fall. Cody finds the ropes one more time. That's how he got the break. So Del Rio misses the charge and counters Cody into the cross arm breaker. Knight's tap out win. ADR over in 12:35, and what a match. I want to see these guys go again. Alberto Del Rio, not really as over with the crowd as he could be as a babyface, but he's over with me because, honestly, he has consistently great matches against the heels in the company. The matches that he's had with Dolph Ziggler, the matches he's had with Wade Barrett, this match tonight with Cody Rhodes. I mean, Alberto Del Rio is a great babyface. And after the match, we have Jack Swagger with the attack. And he basically beats Del Rio down. Ricardo tries to make the save. He jumps on Swagger's back. He flips him off. Swagger stops him and just tosses him to the arena floor. And a tremendous bump from Ricardo. So Del Rio fights back on Swagger, and they go out of the ring. So Del Rio hits the roundhouse kick to Swagger this time. Del Rio throws Swagger into the barricade. Del Rio approaches Zeb Coulter, and Zeb's pleading for forgiveness, and Del Rio grabs him by the beard and slays from behind. So Swagger sends Del Rio into the steps and tells him, never lay a hand on Zeb. Yes, that's roid rage, folks. So, or weed rage in this case. Weed the people. Anyway, Swagger tosses Del Rio over the announce table, and the fans start chanting USA. Of course, sounds a little odd, being the fact that Del Rio is Mexican, but obviously he is born in Mexico, made in America, so it makes sense. And it's not putting over Jack Swagger, of course, is the Dark Patriot, the real American, so obviously, don't know who you're chanting for. But anyway, obviously, the fans don't like the fact we have a Kurt Angle ripoff in Pittsburgh. But obviously, he's not acting like Kurt Angle at this point, so it's fine. But anyway, Swagger looks up at the sign, as usual, because everyone has to look up at the sign. I mean, it's in their contract. You have to look up the WrestleMania sign. It just happens that way. So Swagger and Zeb head to the back momentarily, but they stop and see Ricardo finally getting up to his feet. Swagger runs and clotheslines the daylights out of Ricardo. He locks on the Patriot lock, and he breaks his ankle. And, of course, Ricardo is screaming in absolute pain, and he actually gets carted off on a stretcher. So, basically, we're going to bring the feud up a couple notches on this one, definitely, because you have just injured Ricardo Rodriguez. So you have more fuel to the fire for this storyline than just USA versus Mexico and just Jack Swagger versus Alberto Del Rio. Now it's a little bit more personal, so there's more behind it, and that means there's more fuel to the fire, and that means there's going to be better matches. The match is going to be a lot more brutal than it was going to be originally. It's not going to be a wrestling match, folks. It's going to be a fight. Speaking of fights, we'll get one of those later. Obviously, that's our contract signing for the night. So we shift gears and we find out the next inductee in one of the greatest Hall of Fames in recent memory. Booker T is being inducted, and I love this video package. It was great. It showed the GWF Ebony Experience tag matches with Stevie Ray. It even showed the Harlem Heat winning the tag team titles. It showed G.I. Bro. It showed Booker T's reign with the television title, with the WCW title, obviously 5-time WCW champion, and of course the one-time WWE world champion, so 6-time world champion. Obviously, great to see Booker T put in, and going to be interesting to see if there's anyone else left in the Hall of Fame. I think there might be a couple more names left before we get to Mania. We still got 3 weeks, so 20 days. But anyway, less than 3 weeks. A little bit less than 3 weeks. 19 days now. But anyway, so I have no problems with that. But here's what I have a problem with. I love 3-man band. I'll admit it. I don't know why Jinder doesn't work as much as he could. And they're all wearing John Morrison tights. And I still understand that. Drew McIntyre is amazing as always. Heath Slater is great. More Nexus, honestly. The entire roster, like most of the Nexus were actually on this show, to be totally honest. The former Nexus. Well, the original Nexus. Excuse me, you have Barrett, you have Bryan, you have Otunga, you have Sheffield. Obviously, he's part of like the newer Nexus, but still, I mean... And, of course, you have Heath Slater. So, a lot of the Nexus were on the show. And 3MB comes out for a match against the Celtic Vipers. Yeah, that's, like I said, it's going to stick when Orton turns on Mania. And, of course, you know it's going to happen. So, this case is going to be Drew and Heath Slater. Like I said, I mentioned Jinder doesn't work as much as he could, and he's going to be at ringside for this match. So, Drew hits the kick to Sheamus, and he counters. He hits the Finlay roll, which, of course, is the roll through fireman's carry that Finlay used to hit all the time in WCW. So Orton tags in, he whips Drew to the corner, hits a drop kick. I like Orton's drop kick. And Sheamus tags in, he clubbers Drew. He basically hits the clubbing blows in the corner. This time he did it backwards. He actually didn't have him on the apron. He had him in the ring tied up, so it worked that well. And he hit the battering ram, only got a 2 count. Jinder distracts Sheamus momentarily, so Drew hits the hard clothesline. Slater tags in, and him and Drew lay the boots to Sheamus. Drew tags back in, Sheamus has body shots, and Drew nails a big boot to put 3MB back in control. Slater tags in, hits a straight kick for 2, and Drew tags in, Sheamus counters, makes a tag into Randy Orton, and comes in like a house of fire. Clothesline, duck the clothesline, Samoa Joe power slam, and of course a snakebite DDT. Sheamus hits a bro kick on McIntyre. Mahal gets up with the apron, nails him with a bro kick, knocks him off the apron, and Slater gets nailed with an RKO. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. So we get the Shields music. These stupid silences, I'm sorry. Shields music hits, and they make their way to the ring to gang up on Orton and Sheamus, of course. And they dare the Shield to enter the ring. Big Show's music hits. Yep, it's official now. So he storms the ring, and the Shield is contemplating entering the ring, but not a good idea because obviously everyone is completely fresh, and they don't want to face fresh Sheamus, Randy Orton, and Big Show. So basically, they have a stare down after the match is over. Well, match is over after the Shield goes to the outside. And they retreat to the crowd, as usual. Show points the WrestleMania sign and basically says, got a better idea? Look, before they heads up the ramp. So, we're getting it. We're going to get it, folks. Big Show, Sheamus, Randy Orton against the Shield at WrestleMania, which is a match that everyone's talked about was going to happen anyway. So, make it official. And I think they will on SmackDown. It'll be made official, because it wasn't made official tonight. So I think they'll make it official on SmackDown, or they might wait until Raw Monday night, but I think it'll be made official on SmackDown, so you can do more with it. They already have the Chiron ready for it. Obviously, it's been dropped on the internet a little bit early, so it's ready, so you just use it. Basically, we see an exclusive look at G.I. Joe, and, yeah, it comes out at the end of the month, so looks interesting. I hated the first one. Channing Tatum has grown on me exponentially since the last one, so hopefully it'll be good. I know this movie was not released when it was supposed to be due to the fact that they wanted to make Channing Tatum live this time, because Duke was killed, apparently, in the last one, and the last time that before we were supposed to see it, when we're supposed to be released last year, and around WrestleMania time last year. Actually, not around WrestleMania time last year, but it was last year. And, they changed that, and obviously Channing Tatum's going to live now because he's a lot more popular than he was. So he definitely can't be just a throwaway character. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens with that movie and how well it does against the host, actually, in the box office. So, we get Kofi Kingston against Dolph Ziggler next. And like I said, anytime I see this match, I'm okay with it, but it's happened a little bit. It's happened quite a bit, actually. Once again. So, we recap the fact that Ziggler, of course, pinned both Daniel Bryan and Kane, the current World Tag Team Champions, in both singles matches on Raw and SmackDown last week. And basically, we're all building towards Big E and Dolph against Hell No at WrestleMania, which is what I told was going to happen anyway. So, Kofi starts off with an arm wringer, and Ziggler rolls out. Kofi hits an arm drag, locks up on the arm bar, and Dolph counters into a headlock takeover. So Kofi gets up, and Dolph hits a shoulder block, and Kofi floats over and under, nails a flying elbow. He misses the corner splash. Dolph covers for the 2. Dolph hits a snap drop kick, and only gets another 2 count. Ziggler cinches in his headlock headstand, and Kofi fights out this time, flings Dolph into the corner turnbuckle. Kofi tries to fire up this time, but he misses his Superman punch, and Dolph goes for the sleeper hold. Kofi counters again, lays out Ziggler, and hits a big, huge springboard splash. Basically, it's a springboard 180 splash for a near fall. He hit the boom drop, and he's getting ready for Trouble in Paradise. Dolph hooks him up in a reverse exploder, which looks amazing as usual, and he usually hits it, and he hit it on Kofi before. I believe that a pay-per-view match where he hit it off the top. It looked incredible. But this time Kofi knew better, and he landed on his feet, and he hit a slingshot kick on a Dolph. So AJ with a distraction on Kofi as he goes up top, and Ziggler goes out to ringside. Kofi charges him. Big E literally just puts his arm up like, I want nothing to do with you. and swats him out of the air. He just swatted the knees right from under. While AJ had the ref distracted, Ziggler rolls him back in, hits the zigzag 1, 2, 3, and Dolph Ziggler once again gets another win on his road to WrestleMania, which at this point, I'm not going to think he's cashing in at Mania. I think he might wait until later. I think his WrestleMania moment is going to be winning the tag team titles with Big E Langston. But, then again, that could be the distraction for him to still win the World Heavyweight title, so we'll find out what happens. So Kane and Bryan come out post-match to congratulate Dolph Ziggler for getting Hell No on the same page, being the only person that could do that. Kane says, I'm not in a good place right now. But he applauded Big E with looking strong for what he does outside the ring. Now he wants to see what he can do inside the ring. So Hell No challenged Big E and Dolph Ziggler to a tag team match. Big E looks about very anxious to accept the match, and Dolph's like, no, I don't want to do that. So AJ gets on the mic and says they accept, but only on 2 conditions. 1, the tag team championships are on the line, okay? And 2, this match does not happen on Raw, it does not happen on SmackDown, it doesn't happen on Main Event, it happens at WrestleMania. Bryan and Kane accept? Yes! 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 And that's exactly what the crowd did too, and we all set it up, and Kane set off the pyro, and we got another match for WrestleMania. So, recap, of course, CM Punk taking the urn, and his words to The Undertaker where he drops the urn and drops the S-bomb on national television. And, of course, we got the special preview video package with The Rock and Cena, which we saw last week, which I previewed last week, so I'm not going to talk about it again. Main event's up next, folks. The Miz, Wade Barrett, Chris Jericho, Intercontinental title on the line, and it's up next. So, we come back from commercial break after a Tower of Doom spot, where basically Jericho superplexes Miz, long day. Barrett superplexes Miz, Jericho hooks up the powerbomb, and that's our Tower of Doom. All 3 men are down, and we go to commercial. When we come back from commercial, Barrett hits his pump handle drop on Jericho. Jericho fires back with chops, but Wade reverses, hits a knee to the midsection, and Barrett locks on a reverse chin lock. Jericho fights out. This time, Wade reverses the whip. Jericho gets the boot up. He hits clothesline, and clothesline hits a crossbody. A flying body press off the top rope, only gets a 2 count. So, Miz low bridges Jericho, hits an axe handle on Barrett for 2. He basically crowned him right there. So, Barrett countered the Miz neckbreaker into the old school expulsion and hooks up Winds of Change. 1-2, Barrett gets kicked out of. So, Miz takes out the knee, goes for the figure 4. Jericho hit the lion salt while the figure 4 was still locked on, mind you. Miz gets back in, goes for the skull crushing finale. Jericho long day. 1, 2, 3, no, once again. So, Miz gets thrown outside by Barrett. He locks up Wasteland. Jericho floats over, locks up the walls of Jericho. Miz back in, goes for the skull-crushing finale. Jericho fights it out. Barrett charges and gets tossed by both men over the top. So, Jericho and Miz send Barrett to the floor. Jericho rolls through, goes for a near fall. This time, the whip in, and he rolls him up, catches the momentum, rolls him in a small package. Only got a near fall. So, Codebreaker on the Miz, and Wade pushes Jericho out to steal the pinfall, but only gets a 2 count. Once again, Jericho pulls Barrett out of the ring. He tosses Wade hard in the barricade. Jericho goes back in to cover the Miz, still gets a near fall. Miz plants Jericho with that snap DDT while he's grounded, still gets a near fall. Miz goes for the Miz clothesline in the corner. This time he misses, and I didn't mean to say that. He misses right there. Jericho drop kicks Barrett to the floor from the ring apron. He gets the Jericho drop kick. And Miz drops Jericho with a kick to the face. 1, 2, no, very close right there. Jericho back to work with chops on the Miz. Jericho missed the enziguri, more back and forth action. Jericho hits another roll up, only got a near fall. Miz caught Jericho with the skull crushing finale. Barrett's in while Jericho is down from the skull crushing finale. Miz rolls up the Miz from behind, stacks him up. Barrett rolls up the Miz from behind, stacks him up, hooks the tights. 1, 2, 3. And what a match. 12 minutes and 20 seconds of great action, and we are going to get Wade Barrett and The Miz at WrestleMania, and that's exactly what I want to see. Chris Jericho and Fandango, it's going to happen, and what a match. Barrett's been firing on all cylinders lately. I mean, this has been a really impressive title reign for the Intercontinental Champion. The matches he's lost, it's made sense to lose because he's lost to main eventers or when he lost Alberto Del Rio. But Barrett has won a lot of crucial matches and lost a lot of crucial matches in the past. So I think that he will retain at Mania. You could put The Miz over, but maybe I'd wait till SummerSlam, potentially. So we'll see what happens. Or he might come out. It might happen at Money in the Bank. Who knows? But this match will happen at WrestleMania, and that's my prediction. I'm just going to stick with it. So we get footage from the world premiere of The Call. Of course, we see video of Halle Berry and Morris Chestnut. And the heel that I can't remember off the top of my head. Obviously, he's in the movie as well. He's the villain of the movie, actually. You know, I'm a completist, as usual. We're going to go find it real quick, and I'm going to do that. Yeah, what's his name? And actually, we see Abigail Breslin as well, too. So Abigail Breslin's there. And, where are we? Yeah, Michael Eklund, yeah, that's it. So, we see David Otunga, we see Michael Eklund, we see Morris Chestnut, we see Abigail Breslin, yes, we do see Halle Berry as well, all on the red carpet for The Call. So, that's basically what happened there. So, earlier in the show, we obviously got our tout response for the night. Not much about the WWE app tonight, which was awesome, because I don't like hearing about it, because I don't care. I've got it, I use it, but I don't care. So, basically, there's some fans that are touting what they want to see at WrestleMania, talking about 3 Stages of Hell, Fall Can Anywhere, an Iron Man match. Yeah, I don't want to see these guys in an Iron Man match, and you don't either. So, basically, we're in overtime. Listen to this. So, at 11 o'clock, Triple H makes his way to the ringside. Paul Heyman and Indie Worker Security come to the ring. Hunter thinks Lesnar would be the one to face him after being split open. But Heyman denies the implication that Lesnar is afraid because he is fearless. Heyman admits to being afraid of Triple H because he knows what kind of situation he's in. If he doesn't sign, he denies himself and the fans a great WrestleMania match. The second option, he signs the contract to his death warrant, not knowing what the stipulations are. So basically, he's only going to reveal the stipulations after Triple H signs the contract. Triple H is ready to do so, he asks for the contract. But Heyman says, I want to take a minute to enjoy this. He says they spent time watching one piece of footage over and over again. So Heyman shows the footage from 3 weeks ago when Triple H and Brock Lesnar brawled at ringside, busting Lesnar open, of course, creating the black and white, which made the blood not look as bad as it was. Heyman asks, how do you top that? Heyman says he knows. How about Triple H is blindfolded? Nah, that's not going to happen. Okay, Triple H was handcuffed and his legs shackled. No, can't do that because it wouldn't be fair and then he could complain all the time. He doesn't want that at all. Heyman says Lesnar is letting Heyman pick the stipulations. So Heyman says, okay, the winner gets Stephanie. Heyman's like, nah, that's not going to work. It'd be more fitting if the loser got Stephanie. Yeah. So Triple H flips his wig and Paul Heyman, actually. Pulling him over the desk, this indie security attacks Triple H and they fight him off. There's one guy, and in true movie fashion, he just runs. Triple H lets him run. So basically, Triple H grabs Heyman by the hair, slams his face on the table. He rips Heyman's shirt over and hits in the chest over and over again. Heyman is screaming profusely for Lesnar's help. Triple H knows Brock isn't coming out until he signs the contract. And he's going to say the same thing. I'm going to take my time and enjoy this. Triple H smacks Heyman around and he screams for Lesnar. He basically signs the contract on his chest and even dots the I. I don't know where the I would be in this contract because obviously Hunter, Hurst, Helmsley, Triple H. I don't know. Anyway, so Brock finally comes out with steel chair in hand and he looks ready to kill. He marches to the ring. Triple H pulls the sledgehammer out from under the table. So Brock laughs it off and he tosses the chair at Triple H. Heyman's like, no, don't get in the ring yet. We won this round. So they get back up to the ring. Heyman goes, the beating you just gave me was absolutely worth it just to get you to sign this contract. It's Triple H versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. No countout, no disqualifications, no stoppage for any and all reasons. It's going to be no holds barred. Okay? That's fine, I guess, whatever. Triple H announces the added stipulation. Heyman announced the added stipulation. Triple H's career is on the line. Yay, the guy that came out of retirement to get in a retirement match. Thank you, SNS Network Facebook page. Yeah, it doesn't make much sense. But the match is going to be brutally awesome, and Triple H drops the hammer in shock as Heyman waves goodbye and says game over as Brock looks on with a menacing grin. What a show. WrestleMania is getting to be better and better, and I think it's going to be awesome this year. So that's my Raw recap. Tomorrow, we're going to talk something, and I don't know what that's going to be yet, but we'll figure it out somewhere down the road. I'm going to get off here, and thank you guys for watching once again, and like this, subscribe, tell your friends to do the same, and until tomorrow, that's all I got to say about that.